It is my pleasure to let you know that Mark Twain is here this evening.
I want to thank you all for attending the services this evening. I nearly missed it myself. I came by way of locomotive. It was a train. It was a train. A train that gets tired. A train gets tired every 7 minutes and has to stop and rest for 3/4 of an hour. And at one point, the conductor came up and down the aisle as he was collecting money for the fares, and I gave him half of what he asked for. He said, "That's a child's fare. You're not a child, are you?" I said, "I was when I got on the train." Yeah. I suggested to him that he take the cow catcher off the front of the train and put it on the rear, because at the rate we were going, we weren't going to catch any cows. But there was nothing to prevent them from climbing on the caboose. But before there was Huckleberry Finn, before there was Mark Twain, there was Samuel Clemens, a young man who wanted a job. He needed a job like all young men, and I had high standards as to what kind of job I wanted to have. I wanted a job, but I didn't want to work. So I accepted a job as a reporter in Washington, D.C., a great, majestic national asylum for the hopeless. And while I was there, a congressman got a bill passed to build a dam. They built this dam, and after it was built, they wrote back to Washington saying, "Where's the water?" There wasn't any water where they built the dam. So I want to tell you, there was a big hullabaloo about that. People running around Washington, they were having committee hearings, and they were, having testimony, and they were trying as hard as they could to figure out how much it would cost to build a river. Yeah. Heaven is a place where you go to study and study and study and progress and progress and progress. If that ain't hell, brother, I don't know what is. So, and there's Satan in hell. I have no prejudice against Satan, mostly on account of his not being given a fair show. Everybody says the meanest things about him. All the religions issue Bibles against him, and we've never heard his side of the story. We've only heard the testimony for the prosecution. Well, this seems un-American to me. It is un-British. It is French. Any creature that has assumed the opposing position of religious head of 4/5 of the human race and political head of the whole of it must have some talent. There are three creatures who spoke in the Garden of Eden. Adam, the first man; Eve, the first woman; Satan, the first consultant. The easy confidence with which I come to believe another man's religion may be folly must lead me to consider the possibility that mine might be as well. Truth is our most valuable commodity. This is why we economize it. If you can, I tell people, I'm like George Washington. George could not tell a lie. I can, but I won't. And that's a lie. Anyway, the man is also the only animal that seeks revenge. It harbors insults. It broods on injuries, on perceived injuries. It plans to take revenge. The other animals don't do this. They get angry perhaps in a minute when they feel challenged, but it's gone in a flash. Anger is an acid that does more harm to the vessel in which it is stored than it can ever do to anything on which it might be poured. Smoking. You know, some people say smoking is bad for you. I never started smoking myself until I was 9. And I have some rules about smoking. I never smoke while I'm asleep. I never refrain from smoking while I'm awake. And I never smoke more than 1 cigar at a time. So, it's a terrible fate to be talked to death. So we'll bring the session to an end here, but I want to share with you some things that might be of value, make it worth the price of admission. Some advice. Pursue your education. I try never let the schooling interfere with my education. Education is, after all, the path that leads you from cocky ignorance to miserable uncertainty. Pursue your education. Travel. Travel is fatal to bigotry and prejudice and closed-mindedness. You cannot develop an attitude, a wholesome and charitable attitude about other people, places, and things if you spend your entire life sitting in one corner of the world. Travel. Do good. Doing good is noble, but teaching other people to do good is nobler and a lot less trouble. The best way to cheer yourself is to cheer others. And this: life is short. Break the rules. Love truly. Kiss slowly. Forgive quickly. Laugh uncontrollably. And never regret anything that made you smile. Thank you for coming, and good night.